Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today I am going to talk about all of the makeup products that I regret buying in 2023. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things like subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Just to quickly explain what I mean by makeup regrets, I like to say regret instead of a makeup fail because it might be a makeup fail for me in one way, shape or form, but I know that there will be a lot of people out there that will enjoy quite a lot of the products that I am going to talk about. And so just because it doesn't work for me doesn't make it a terrible product specifically. It just doesn't work for me. And so in that sense, it's a regret. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not going to link any of these products because I personally don't recommend purchasing any of these products. So yeah, and this makeup look I did not film, but I will put what is on my face in the description box below for you guys. I did do a half yearly makeup faves and regrets video. So I will link that in the description box below for you guys as well if you want to see like other regrets per se that I have talked about already, but these ones are just really the ones that take the cake for me. So out of the whole year, these are the products that I'm just like, no, absolutely not for me in one way, shape or form. And again, please just remember this is totally my opinion. I am not meaning to offend anyone or be rude or anything. It's just supposed to be a little bit of makeup fun, because also keep in mind, sometimes the reason why I don't like something might actually be the reason why you do like it as well, because we might have different preferences, skin types, that kind of a jazz. Just keep that in mind. I'm going to start with the two products that I've actually already decluttered out of my collection. So I don't actually have them to show you guys, but you can see that I physically had the products in the half yearly video in case you're like questioning whether or not I ever owned them. The first one is this like Kosas highlighter. Oh, this was one of, in fact, the get ready with me at the very start of the year. If I remember, I'll try and link that in the description box as well. It was like, I think I named it like get ready with me. This was a roller coaster or something where I tried this product. Oh Lord, this is one of the worst makeup products I have ever tried in my entire life. It really is, because it looks like this beautiful, like almost like Say Super Glowy gel, and then you get it and like when you swatch it on the back of your hand, it looks lovely, and then you put it on your face and all of a sudden out of nowhere are these giant chunks of glitter that go all over your face, and they settle in all of these pores that you like either knew you had or like really didn't know you have, and they just settle in there, and then it's really hard to get them out. Like, it's just one of the most horrific products I have ever tried personally for me. Now, I have heard that apparently it's just that, like the lighter shade in particular and the deeper shades don't have any glitter in them at all. So in that case, great. So you might have a deeper shade and you might really like it. But honestly, this product, I really do say tread carefully regardless, because yeah, I personally have not heard a person who likes this product. Again, not meaning to offend you if you do, I just haven't seen a person like it. It's just, it was really a stressful experience, to say the least. The other product that I already have decluttered is this one. This is the Rephr Cream Blush. I got the shade in Pesca, and I really like Rephr. I have been finding, you know, their products are a little bit hit and miss for me in terms of preferences. Like, I don't personally enjoy their eyeshadow palette formula, but I really seem to enjoy their complexion products, and I really like their blushes and stuff. So I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna instantly get this cream blush and hopefully love it. And it just had no pigment to it. Like, you would pump it out and it looked like the color, and then as you blended it in, it just disappeared, and it was just like this greasy kind of like creamy feeling left over, and that's it. Like, it just had no pigment. It blended away to completely nothing. I understand that it was probably designed to be more of like a sheer type product, like a more natural type product, but I mean, I still want to be able to see some level of pigment in said cream blush, you know. I don't want it to just completely disappear. So that is why I really was disappointed in that one. So hopefully, you know, Rephr releases some more cream blushes down the track that are a little bit more pigmented and they stick around. Now the rest of the products, I do have the physical products here to show you guys. I'm going to quickly just recap the ones that I've already shown in that half yearly video that I still think is a regret, and some of the worst products that I personally have tried this year. Again, you may like them. Although I would be very interested to know, and please let me know in the comments, and again, I'm not trying to drag you or anything like that. We are all different, but I haven't seen anyone like this at all. Actually, I think I saw one influencer, and I was kind of like side-eyeing them, being like, no, seriously? Like, it was a really big influencer, not like a LA influencer, not like a makeup artist or anything. I can't remember who it was, but I remember I was like, I don't know, are you paid to say this? Because I personally haven't seen anyone like this. Anyway, without delay, it is the Valentino concealer. Now, I personally think Valentino's products, the ones that I've tried the blushes and the foundation, and I feel like I've tried something else. You know, I've tried them before and they're pretty good, but this concealer, this is the worst concealer period, hands down, I have ever tried in my entire life. Absolutely. It not only has zero coverage, like I'm not even, okay, let's go light coverage, fine. But like even someone who doesn't need a lot of coverage, I actually don't know if you would like this, because it really just feels like it has, or my experience was it just had zero coverage, like it just went away. And then it has this weird consistency where it's not like a fully kind of cream consistency that, or like liquid consistency that like melts into your under eyes. And so as you're blending it out, it kind of just like, it almost has this like powder to it, and it like sits on top of my skin. So I feel like it doesn't just like melt in to my skin, it just like awkwardly creates this like thin layer here. And then even regardless of whether you set it or not, you might be able to build it up to have like the lightest of coverage, right? And then within an hour, I was getting like these like bald patches right here, just right here, where like the concealer just completely went away. And I don't even touch my face here. Do you know what I mean? Every single time I wore it, it just would like have these like little patches right here that just like, I don't know where they went. I don't know like what happened. I just don't know. It was some kind of wizardry in the worst way. And yeah, this is just truly the worst concealer I have ever tried. And I am so sorry if you like it. I talked about this foundation in my half yearly regrets as well. This is the MAC Studio Fix Everywhere pen. I don't actually mind the actual finish of this foundation. It's just, so I got the shade NC20, which is my normal shade, right? And originally when you put it on, it looks pretty normal, pretty decent. But then as each minute goes on, this just gets more and more orange. Like it just consistently gets like more Oompa Loompa as you go along per minute. And I think it was in that regrets video, but also in my actual like video, it was in that same video where I tried the Kosas highlighter, where I actually showed you could physically see like the swatch on my hand. It went from like a normal color to just like completely like tangerine orange by the end of it. So yeah, this was not great personally for me. Another product that I talked about in my half yearly regrets that I just have kept trying and I still cannot get these to work for me, and I know so many people love them, is the Victoria Beckham eye crayons. Now, I'm gonna say a caveat, the shade Trench is lovely. Like I can use the shade Trench, it's really creamy and emollient and it blends lovely and I love that shade. But every other shade I try, and I even got sent these, like, so I purchased two originally on my, like with my own money, and then I got sent the entire range in PR. And so I thought, oh, maybe, like, cause I didn't like my two original ones. And so I thought, oh, well, maybe it was like the ones that I got because I saw so many people like absolutely loving these. And so I tried all of the PR ones as well. And apart from Trench, they all did the same thing. So I don't know what's different about mine, but this one right here, sorry, is Pecan, and then I've got Oyster. And like they swatch really lovely, and Oyster swatches lovely and like performs. This one right here, I don't know if you can see how it blends super patchy, and it's like, you can't see it properly through the screen, but it's already like dry. And like even if so I've tried it so many different ways, you guys. I've tried it without, with no eye primer and just like eye cream on my lids to see if that makes it more emollient. I've tried it with all of my primers. I've tried it with concealer. I've tried it so many different ways with nothing on my lids, just like my bare lids. So, and hopefully like the natural oils will like help it blend, that kind of a thing. And every time I use any shade other than Trench of these, it just is so dry. It doesn't blend. Even if I just like say draw it on and then try and blend it out instantly, it doesn't work. If I take the shade directly with a brush and then try it, doesn't work. It just gets really patchy and dry. And then this one, it swatches so beautifully and I love this shade, but when it goes on the lids, it just looks like straight up like chalk. and my lids look really aged and dry. So I don't know, I just cannot get these to work for me except for that one shade, and I have tried everything because I really want to like them, but yeah, they're just not for me. This one is the MAC bronzer. I've already talked about this before as well. Honestly, I'm not even gonna do it. I can't do it. I actually don't have the stomach for it today, but this just smells like vomit, and I'm actually gonna hold it out over here because it's disgusting. It's a pretty decent formula, but the smell of it is that bad that I cannot cope with it. I just cannot cope with it. And so yeah, there's no product on earth, I will be honest with you. And it doesn't dissipate when it's on your face. Like, it smells like vomit even when it's on your face, and that's what you smell all day. It's disgusting. Look, that could just be me, it could just be my product, I don't know. But there's no product, no matter how good you are, that I'm willing to put up with that for. The other one that you guys have seen in the half yearly regrets, if you've watched that video, is this one. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. This is the shade 1N06, great shade match. I actually picked this up because so many people put it in their yearly favorites last year. Like, I feel like nearly every YouTuber put it in their favorites last year, like Andrea Ali, Angelica Nyquil, like so many different YouTubers that I was like, okay, I just gotta try it. Oh lordy, I cannot get this foundation to work for me at all. I've tried really light coverage, medium coverage, I've tried mixing it with other foundations, I've tried different primers. It just always makes my skin look old, haggard, textured, it settles in fine lines, it wears horribly. It really is not a foundation for me, and this one I definitely know is just like a my skin thing. So I know this isn't a bad product. I know it's very much how this product is reacting to like my skin chemicals, because so many people love this and they're YouTubers that I trust. But for me and my skin and my preferences, this makes me look like an old bag for real. Like, and I don't need to put myself through that. Okay, let's be real. Let's talk about some products that I haven't actually told you guys that I regret picking up yet. Maybe. First one, let's just keep it in the family. The Makeup Forever HD Skin Concealer. I got the shade 1.3N, pretty decent shade. Might be, actually no, this is a good shade for me. And the reason why, you might be saying, well, you hated the foundation, so why did you pick this up? Well, the HD Forever Powder Foundation, this one, I love it. I have two, they live on my desk, I've hit pan on them, like I love them. They are the best powder foundations I've ever tried. I use them nearly every day. So I was like, well, 2 out of 3. It was 2 out of 3 for the regrets, unfortunately. And this one's a frustrating one because this one actually goes on and initially looks lovely. Initially, it has this beautiful finish to it. It doesn't have, like, it's a solid medium coverage. That's fine. I knew that going into it. So coverage-wise, it met my expectations. But finish-wise, it just goes on so nice and smoothing, and you're like, wow, this is an awesome concealer. And then within like 30 to 45 minutes, you're like, oh, good Lord, what happened to me? Like, you just question all decisions that you have made in your life leading up until this point. Your under eyes look really creasy, but also like it wears away, so it's like you almost didn't put any concealer on. They look greasy, they look, and I have dry under eyes. It's not good, you guys. It's rough. This is the Give Beauty Feelin' Cheeky Blush Duo in Honeymoon Phase, and I didn't even end up showing this on my channel because it was so bad. So this is the shade right here, and yeah, it's purple blush, so you know, you might be thinking, oh, what's the blush shade? It's not. I love a purple blush. I have other purple blushes, and I actually got this because I was specifically looking for a purple blush. My issue is actually with this one right here. This is like a metallic. It's basically kind of, I find, like a very dull highlighter, if you will. And it made my cheeks look so textured and gross. Just so textured, so cakey, so heavy looking. I've never had a glowy blush, if you will, do that to me before ever. And like, yeah, I don't always love a super glowy blush, but my lord, this was a whole other level. It also looked like a Tin Manny type finish, like it had this real metallic type finish to it. So for me, it just looked really unnatural, really like Tin Manny metallic, enhanced so much texture, and it was just an absolute no. Like, I had to wash my makeup off immediately. It was like not something that I could even push through and just be like, oh, that's all right, I just look a little rough. It was like, no, this has to come off because I cannot look at myself in the mirror, I'm gonna get a fright every time I do. It was just not great. This product isn't necessarily a terrible product and it works for me. This one is actually a straight up regret, because when I was buying it, I was like, don't buy this, you idiot. Like, you do not need this, and this product is going to be that average that it doesn't even warrant the pickup. And it's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide palette. Now, again, not a terrible product. So if you've got this and you like it, I can see why, but it's so average. Like, it's so average. And what I mean by that is, like, it's probably the most basic formula you could possibly get for a blush and a highlight. Like, this is not like her Hollywood Glow Glide highlighters or anything like that, and this is not like her normal blushes that she has at all. Like, this blush is just a powder blush that is fine. You know, there's difference. You know, there's those products that you put on, like the Giorgio Armani for luminous silk blushes, for example, where you put them on and you're just like, wow, they are divine. Like, there's something about them, you can't quite pinpoint it, but you're like, these are ethereal and I'm in love. And then there's a formula like this where you're like, okay, you're a blush. Congratulations. You like turned up for school and that's all you did. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of a thing. And that's what this is. And I guess for me with Charlotte Tilbury, I just expect a lot more. Like, I really do. Like, this really could have been a hit if this formula was like mind blowing. And like, don't get me wrong, like, I probably am not the biggest Charlotte Tilbury like makeup fan. I find some of her products like just out of this world awesome, and then a lot of them more just overrated. But that's just me. I know a lot of people love Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm not saying this is a terrible product, I'm just saying it's so average, and for like a brand that seems that people just hold up here, I'm just like, And I just knew when I was buying it, and I was like, teens. You know, one of those moments where I should have listened to my gut, you know? This one I'm so sad about for multiple different reasons. So this is the NARS, what do they call these? Afterglow liquid blush. This is in the shade Wanderlust, which is a purple shade as well. I didn't actually order this shade. I ordered Dolce Vita, and then I got it from Cult Beauty, and I emailed them, I was like, you sent me the wrong shade, and they were like, okay, so you just need to post that one back to us, and then we'll send you a new one. And I was like, I just can't even be bothered with that. Like, it already took 3 weeks to get this, to then send it back, to then get another one. We would have been talking months, and I'm just like, what's the point? So I just ended up keeping it. So this is the shade here, and my problem with this is it does exactly what the V's blush does, where did it go? Yeah, okay, there's the slightest of slight tint there, but like, seriously, where did it go? No, but where did it go? It's nothing. It's nothing on the face as well. So it's absolutely a disgrace. Like, I'm going to be pretty harsh with this. This is a disgrace to me. And the reason why it is, okay, I'm sure there's people that like this, but for me, no. Because the NARS liquid blushes, the ones that went super viral on TikTok and everything and were sold out for months, they have, I believe, and like, I'm going to sincerely apologize to NARS. If they have not discontinued or are not discontinuing those liquid blushes, I take all of this back. But from what I have heard and seen in the comments from NARS is that they are discontinuing those, and this is their replacement. And how dare you? How dare you, NARS? And why would you do that to your own business? Truly. Because those liquid blushes went so viral and were so amazing, and these suck. I'm so sorry, but they suck. Why would you do this to everybody? Why? And I actually don't know if I've seen anyone like this. I think I've seen one person that likes these, but there's someone that does like that real no makeup, and so I guess I can kind of see that vibe. But the liquid blushes, the original ones were like these holy grail cult faves, and they were like that for a reason. Gosh, they are still to this day one of the best cream blush formulas you can get your hands on. And then this is what we get instead. Like, absolutely not. This particular product is, I actually don't want to blame myself for the regret. What I blame is the marketing of this particular product, and I think like the name of this product, because if this was named differently, I never would have picked it up. So this is actually the Rare Beauty lip oil, and this is in the shade Hope. And my issue with this is it's not a lip oil, it's a lip tint, and that's purely my issue. So when you put this on, it goes on like, I guess what you would call a lip oil, but it only lasts like that for all of like, maybe if you're lucky, a couple of minutes, if that. And then it wipes, it kind of, you know, that top coat wears off, and then you have a lip tint. Totally fine. Totally fine. My issue with it is I wanted a lip oil, not a lip tint. If I wanted a lip tint, I would have bought a lip tint. You know what I mean? And once the top coat of this kind of wears off, it's really drying for me and my lips and my preferences. And so then I've got to keep applying like a lip oil on top of it when I bought a lip oil. So if this was marketed as a lip tint, which is what I believe it actually is, great, you do your job. But I never would have bought that because I don't like lip tints. They're not for me. So as a lip oil, no. And I'm sorry, don't come for me. I know Rare Beauty and Selena are a big deal. I do love Selena Gomez and I do love Rare Beauty. I just don't love that. Another foundation that is just, it's a hard pass, okay? Again, it might be for someone, but definitely not for me. This is the REM foundation. And I picked this up because I actually saw Angelica Nyquist. One, I was kind of curious. It had the word blurring in the description. Anytime a foundation has blurring in its description, I'm like, sign me up. And I saw Angelica Nyquist use it and she seemed to like it in the initial video. She's since, you know, put this in her regrets, I think. And I was like, great, dang it, should have waited. But anyway, look, it was quite an affordable foundation and I already had an interest in it anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, this is not for me. This is for a very, like, I want to say like a teenager, early 20s, or someone who has the skin type that can take a heavy foundation, you know what I mean? I unfortunately, I don't have, well, not unfortunately, I just don't have that skin type anymore. As I'm getting older and older, I need a like lighter foundation. My skin just does not love these heavier foundations. This is definitely like a heavier cream foundation. It is very full coverage, but I just find it looks really cakey, settles in fine lines, doesn't wear super well, and kind of a little bit too matte for me. I could see teenagers or like early 20s loving this, where your skin can like take that heavier foundation. But yeah, this one is a hard pass, which is fine. I mean, I'm not its demographic, let's be real, but I just was curious. Okay, 2 more products. This one, I don't know if I'm gonna make people mad about this, but anyway, this is the Auric Glow Lust. I know, and I got Morganite, and thank goodness I was gonna get the full size, but thank goodness I was like, no, just get the small size. You only need this. And like, you know, this is nice, don't get me wrong. And I know a lot of people love this, like, and compare it to like the Charlotte Tilbury, like Hollywood Flawless Filter and stuff, but I don't quite understand, I think, what this product is, maybe. I know there's a lot of you that kind of almost use this even like as your foundation, and for me, or even as a primer, and for me it's too greasy and metallic looking, so it just really accentuates all of my texture. And then because I have combo skin, my skin just gets really greasy and oily and gross under it, so I can't use it as like a primer or foundation. But then as a highlighter, it's like too foundation, as it's not like a liquid highlight to me. It really isn't. It's like a thicker kind of texture and has too much of like a actual coverage tint to it. I don't know, is this just me? Is it just me? I don't find this to be a highlight. Like, I've tried it as like a liquid highlight a few times and I don't like it. I don't find it does anything. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't really like melt into the skin for me. And then as a primer or anything, it's too metallic-y for me. And lastly, this one hurts. This one hurts. I'm obviously dramatic first world problems, you know. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch powder. I wanted this to be amazing because what I wanted was this to be the loose powder that she has, the Easy Bake loose powder with no fragrance, just pressed, because that would be perfection to me. I personally like a pressed powder more than a loose powder, and I love that Easy Bake loose powder, but it has a fragrance in it and it gives me like acne and I cannot use it. So I will pitch this up expecting it to be like that, but pressed. And no, this is like, so it's a radiant powder, but it's not like the glowish one at all. It doesn't have that metallic tint to it. I don't know why, you can't see that. But the problem that I actually personally find with this is it is so drying, so drying. It makes my under eyes and like my T-zone just look like the Sahara Desert. It really isn't flattering for me and my skin type at all. I've tried it so many ways. I can't use this at all. This will be absolutely getting decluttered straight after this video. It's just, this one hurts because like I said, I love that Huda Easy Bake powder, and I just wish she would come out with that exact powder, either as a loose form fragrance free or in the pressed version fragrance free. Either which way, just make it that formula and not whatever this formula is, because it sucks. it sucks. And I heard so many people say the same thing where they were like, oh, it's not the same formula. Why would you do that? Anyway, that is all of my 2023 makeup regrets. And to be honest, there's not too many of them. And I am very happy about that because I spend all of my hard-earned money on these products. I pay for like 95% of my products. I'm not complaining about that. I'm happy to do it. But yeah, so when I have only a small amount of regrets, I'm like, for an entire year with all of the makeup I tried, I'm very happy about it, I won't lie. Anyway, as I mentioned, all my complete personal opinion. If these work for you, I am not meaning to offend you in any way. Just remember, like, we have different preferences, skin types, you know, all of that jazz. It's science. Everyone's different. And that is what makes this world glorious. Okay, let me know some of your makeup regrets this year though, because I would be very interested in hearing what you regret picking up, if there are any. Hopefully there's not, because I know you spend your hard-earned money too. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much if you're watching till this point. You know you're an absolute legend. I appreciate you so, so much. And I hope that you have the most amazing day, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!